So when one lighter doesn't work, try the other lighter. When the other lighter doesn't work, use some matches. I guess do what you gotta do to get rid of the negativity, I guess. Welcome in Gemini. I'm ClairV, and this is your timeless tarot reading for today, this month. We are in Cancer season, but like I said, these readings are timeless, but you know now the energy on the reading. Uranus just switched into your sign, Gemini. Whether this is your sun, moon, or rising sign, or if you're a cross watcher, you have planets in Gemini, this is a big deal. This is a big deal. Uranus is all about changes and
innovation,
rebellion, revolution, and really it's the energy, the shock, not only the energy of, you know, the
splitting of it all.
Like electric, you don't know which way, that's Uranus. It wobbles, it goes this way and that way. It's unpredictable. And so are you, Gemini. Being an immutable sign, we're very like here, there, and everywhere. So Uranus loves to be in Gemini. And this is definitely going to cause shakeups, not only in our personal lives, but in the world around us. Every time Uranus is in Gemini, there's a big world event, world war. Every single time since the beginning of time, you know, it takes Uranus 7 years to go through each zodiac sign. So to go through all the signs, it takes roughly about 84 years.
The first time
Uranus was in Gemini, 1776, we have independence. The, you know, United States declares its independence, and we have that war. Now, enough about Uranus and Gemini. Let's get to your cards. I know this is definitely related. I don't know if it's creating chaos and war in your life. You know, this one's different. I was looking at this chart compared to the last one. Mars is in the 4th house of the United States chart this time. So we're really talking about perhaps not like war per se, but it's like the outside bringing war to your home or to your person. It's like war undercover. It's, you know what I just thought of? It's just like that video I posted about the electronic warfare. This is exactly what this type of thing is, where it's like covert harassment, where it's like attacking or cutting, raging war against your privacy, your home. This is exactly invading the home, invasions of the home. Things of this with Pluto in the 4th house. I mean, maybe you do have Pluto in the 4th house. Yeah, I never say anything by accident. Okay, so we have 2 piles. We have the Queen of Cups and the King of Wands. It almost reminds me of like a feminine and a masculine, or maybe this is you and somebody else, you in a situation, 2 different situations. Like I always say, Gemini, use your intuition when deciphering the messages. I am going to ask the divine to come and help give me the words, so that way, you know, take my ego out and give me divine wisdom to deliver your message clearly. Thank you. So on the bottom of the deck, we have the Knight of Cups. So perhaps this is about an offer of love, some kind of romance. Perhaps this is a divine connection with the White Horse. I almost see this as bringing in some kind of divinity. You know, it's like he's coming in. Perhaps this divinity is coming in and putting some kind of feeling, or like bringing us, it reminds me of the stars. Perhaps there's some kind of, you know, Venus is aspecting you in your chart. Perhaps there's this bringing some kind of new love to you, or maybe we're getting some kind of new information, or a letter in the mail, or some kind of invitation to something, right? That's on the bottom of the deck. Now, We have in this pile with the King of Wands, we have the Seven of Wands in reverse on top of the King. With the King of Wands, the Sun in reverse, and the Three of Cups, right? Then in this pile with the Queen of Cups, you see the Seven of Swords here trying to sneak away, hidden. And the Magician all behind her. It's almost like the receiving energy. And what is she receiving? She's almost receiving some kind of magic. Maybe she's asking for a miracle or for something. It's like this queen is sitting here in this clarity of her emotions, in this receptivity. You know, she's receiving some kind of dream, psychic intuition. Maybe it's an emotion, maybe it's a feeling. Cups have to do with relationships, love, and it's as if she's like giving or receiving some kind of really peaceful emotion, a real peaceful emotion, right? Perhaps this is you, but then I see this eye, but it's really a queen. So perhaps with this reception or deception, deception, yeah, with this reception of the deception, perhaps. Wow, Mercury retrograde in full effect. Sorry for the interruption. What were we saying? Okay, she's deflecting. Maybe she's deflecting this magic or deflecting some kind of, or maybe she's recepting some kind of magic. It's like, oh, now we're receiving this magic. The magic of the Magician. Now the Magician can be just this, the Magician. We could be like, oh, here's this, and then with the other hand be doing this behind your back, you know, something like this with the Magician, and with the Seven of Swords, the card of deception right behind this Magician. Perhaps he is coming with some kind of deception, or maybe this is a magical initiation with the aces into some kind of escapism or escaping. But what I was going to say, now I remember, perhaps she's deflecting the deception. This is deflecting some kind of deception with perhaps some kind of magic, right? We're going to find out, because with the Seven of Wands, we're surrendering, or they are. It's almost like this, all this is piled up against us, and it's really affecting our confidence. You know, it's almost like the lack thereof, or the lack of energy. Perhaps this is why the King of Wands is coming, to tell us to be brave, to step into it. It's almost like you're protected. And this is this, you're divinely protected. No weapon formed against you shall prosper. And this is having the bravery. He knows, his intuition knows there's a big ass lion behind him, but he has no fear. He's not even looking behind him. He's not even threatened. Like, no fret, no lion will attack us. We have the fear that this lion's, it's like working with us in a sense. It's like all of our fears, or all of what's usually is against us or attacking us, is working with us. And this is perhaps how we're deflecting the lie or this deception, or perhaps how we're escaping this, or receiving this. Being in this Queen of Cups, we could be accepting this forgiveness or offering some kind of forgiveness. Now, this King of Wands, behind him, we have the Sun and the Three of Cups. It almost reminds me of this, the Big Dipper, perhaps something with the stars. Didn't we say something with the stars is shifting? But here we have some kind of depression. Perhaps the sun is at fall. Gemini, the sun is in a fall. Perhaps this is the truth being covered, and this Three of Cups, this is a group or some kind of celebration. It's almost like a celebration of the lack of life, or the celebration of death, perhaps the celebration of a lie or something. The celebration is covered up. Maybe this is like a depressed celebration. Maybe we're all in a corner being depressed. With the sun, I see us all out of life, out of vitality. And it's almost like these people or this group is bringing this. It's almost like they are the cause of your sun to fall. And perhaps this is why this is telling us to be like this King of Wands and turn our back to these bitches, right? Almost reminds me of this outside energy creating our sun to fall. And this in turn is us being the King of Wands, stepping into some bravery and being the leader. It's as if like, okay, when you lead, everybody will follow. And perhaps by this, it's almost like the Seven of Wands. By us leading, maybe this gets everybody against us. And this is us, this is saying, hey, like, come with love, you know, come with care. And this is what we've been working on perhaps for a long time, or maybe this is new cycles beginning with this. It's like the cycles ending with the Knight of Swords, all of these lies, all of this, we're really letting go. We're letting go of the lies, we're letting go of the arguments, of the miscommunication or no communication. We're letting go of everything that's stopping us, and we're really coming into the rebirth. We're rebirthing our thoughts, our mind, the way we think, the way we feel, how we forgive, that we forgive. We're stepping into some kind of newness, and perhaps this is us, this logical deception, following the birds, listening to divine messages, letting us know when and how to do so. Pull Hero's Tree. Flip it upside down. Oh, and I got a weird fucking pain in my head. We're not reading that. I guess flip it upside down. It's already upside down. Yeah. It was like, fuck that. We're not reading it. Flip it upside down, and it was upside down. It's like, okay, it's already upside down, then you flip it upside down. Is it right side up, or is it really upside down? And it's almost like, well, it was already upside down to begin with. Now that we flip it upside down, now it's upright. Oh, maybe that's wrong. I got a pain in my head. I don't know. Flip it upside down and it's still reversed. No, that's not right. Hurry, Gemini. This is saying I gotta hang up. I don't know what's wrong with this feeling in my head, but, maybe this is something. A woosah? Maybe it, let me see. What is this? For Gemini. Oh. We can't make this up. The only card flipped over was the Knight of Cups. We have both the Knight of Cups out here with this offering. The offering of what's, it's like mushy in the middle, but hard on the outside. He has this crab. Perhaps this is a change of feeling with the Emperor in reverse and the Adjustment in reverse. So this definitely has to do with us readjusting the way we look at the stars, the way everything connects, the way we wake the sleeping dog, the way we breach our contracts. Perhaps there's an injustice in this. Perhaps this Emperor is the injustice, and this is what we're fleeing from. With the Emperor, this is some kind of authority figure. Same thing with the Judgment. It's like a judgment maybe, but the Justice. It's like this authority figure, these rules, this logic, and it's almost like there's too much emotion. This is perhaps why the Queen of Cups is sitting here like this. We need forgiveness. We need to be emotionally stable in order to deal with this Emperor and this readjustment. It's like we're readjusting our commitment, how we begin things. Perhaps we are readjusting from the separation from this Emperor, and maybe this does have to do with this progression, and it's all about the secondary progression. You know, not that you change, but your birth chart changes after time. The secondary progression, you know, in the Bible they say 1 day is equal to 1 year. That's the same thing. So that's the only thing you should take literally when it comes to the Bible. For every 1 day, it moves 1 year. For every 1 year, it's 1 day, right? So it's really basically your whole life printed out, telling you what's going to happen minute after minute, hour after hour. Perhaps we're readjusting ourselves in our life because of this. All right. I see the Eight of Pentacles. We're working really hard and finding the love within ourselves to be able to give love, to receive love, forgiveness. It's all about forgiveness. Maybe we should read the Knight of Cups. Alright, we'll read the Knight of Cups and then we'll end this. Maybe we are defending ourselves. We're being attacked. We're being misunderstood. A need to erect energetic boundaries. A lack of preparation. Giving up. That's the Seven of Pentacles. Coming in to the Knight of Cups. So a classical romantic, a passionate soul, artistic tendencies, creativity, wearing your heart on your sleeve, seeking connection, being in love with the idea of love, and chivalry. This classic romantic invites you to step into the world of roses, bubble baths, and champagne. It is fully devoted for you today, and maybe for every day. This is coming into self-love. This card heralds romance and embodies a graceful movement of a slow dance. Enjoy this flirtation and be present to connect. This knight is intuitive and totally in touch with his emotions. As such, he knows what he wants and he has no problem wearing his heart on his sleeve. This card often signifies someone who is in love with the idea of love itself, and sometimes this comes bundled with unrealistic expectations. Are you ready to be swept off your feet and allow deep honesty and vulnerability to flow freely in your life? Do you believe in this type of true love? Gemini, get ready to take inspiration and run with it to make art, music, and love, and veritable masterpieces of life. I am in touch with my emotions. Wow. Beautiful, Gemini. I hope I was able to deal you some hope. Don't forget to subscribe if you're not yet a subscriber already. Hit that join button to become a member. And yeah, all the other information is below. Thank you so much. I love you. See you soon.